and in this video we're going to be looking at whether good blood flow can improve eyesight. Now, to try and get an answer to whether in fact good blood flow is good for the eyes or whether it has any significance whatsoever, it's a good place to start to find out what basically blood really does and how it affects the body. And a really simple way of thinking about blood flow is it's a transportation system for the body. So if you think about all the systems that we have in the body, such as the digestive system and the muscular system and the nervous system, if you're missing the component which is the blood, then a lot of those conditions just can't function. So with the digestive system, what's happening is you're breaking down all those great nutrients and it's then being absorbed into the bloodstream and then it's being delivered around the body. The same then is with the muscles. The muscles then need to receive the oxygen and the nutrients from the blood flow where it's then able to function properly. So think of it as a good transportation system of the body. Now, we all know what happens if we get a poor transportation service. For example, those of you in England that might remember when Royal Mail went on strike, and just over a matter of a couple of days, how the the post office starts building up envelopes, and how it affects so many different areas, such as people not getting paid, people not getting things like birthday cards, and just general chaos starts to build up if a good delivery system isn't occurring. So if you think of that analogy and you think what the blood is doing is it's the same. It's providing all the good nutrients, it's providing the oxygen that the cells need in order to function, and this means that everything can work that much more efficiently, particularly if it's a retinal condition or something that you're really trying to help overcome, as opposed to maybe something muscular like pseudomyopia. Then the retina in the eye is screaming for nutrition and fresh oxygen for it to function. And again, if you think about it, you're using your eyes all the time, at least with your muscles. Say you're sitting down at the office, at least your legs are able to rest and it gives a chance to recuperate. But our eyes, we're using them 16, 17 hours a day constantly, and they're always working, and they're working hard for us. So if we're not giving it that delivery system, if we're not giving it enough oxygen and enough nutrients, then it's not a surprise that just like with the mail service or like UPS or anything like that isn't functioning properly, then we start getting issues with the eye and we start to struggle. So you could also think of it in the reverse way, and something that a lot of people really don't think about. But you've got one thing which is delivering the nutrients and delivering the oxygen and everything else to the eyes to keep them nice and healthy. But we've also got the other way, and that is taking waste away from the eye in order to keep it healthy. Again, if you were going to have a waste disposal problem and for some reason everybody in the waste disposal unit decided to go on strike, and they went on strike for a week and they weren't taking away all the trash or garbage that everybody is accumulating, and it starts to build up and up and on the streets, and then eventually over months it piles right up and it becomes a real unsafe environment. Where you can use the same analogy with the eye. If we don't have good blood flow, then all the waste that the eye is accumulating from, say, phototransduction, which is the electrical signals where the light is then turned into electricity, which is then sent through to the brain where the vision actually takes place, where we actually perceive the picture. That's producing waste products such as drusen. Now, if you don't have a good waste disposal delivery system from the eye, then that waste starts to build up. And in particular, something like macular degeneration, which is where you actually have a build-up of drusen in the eye, then it shows how much more important that blood flow is. If you think about something like glaucoma, this is where there's too much pressure built up in the eye, and where the fluid, where it drains, which is what's building the pressure, that drains into our vascular system to then be taken away. So again, if we don't have a good venous return, or if we're not getting the blood away from the eyes properly, then that pressure is going to build up. Similarly, even with something like diabetic retinopathy, then again this is where those blood vessels are becoming weak in the eye. So by having good blood flow to the eyes, then we're helping a lot of these processes to take place. So one is to have a good delivery service, making sure that the eye is getting all the good nutrients and the oxygen and everything it needs to fully function. And two, we want to be able to take the waste away and keep it nice and healthy. So what things then are preventing good blood flow? Well, for a lot of us, we live in a very sedentary lifestyle, unless you live here in California and everyone seems to be very active. But in majority, a lot of us live a very sedentary lifestyle. So we're not getting enough exercise, and that means that the heart isn't getting the exercise that it needs to stay really nice and strong. And it also means that our whole vascular system gets used to being sedentary, and it doesn't need that extra push that you get from the good circulation. And I'm not going to go into it too much, but also when you're exercising, you're helping exercise the lungs so you can process oxygen a lot better. And remember, I said that one of the key components of good blood flow is delivering that oxygen to the cells. So, if you're not getting that rich oxygen in the first place, then maybe even if you've got a good vascular system, then you're not getting that rich oxygen. With something like retinitis pigmentosa, I know there's studies that have shown that getting good oxygen to the eyes can actually help improve retinitis pigmentosa. So, of course, it was a scientific study, and they give people oxygen. Obviously, a natural way is just to be fit and get that good flow of oxygen in your system. Another area that could be affecting blood flow is our diet. Now, if you're somebody that gets a lot of saturated fat in your diet, then what that starts to do is build up sort of a plaquey material and sticks to the walls of the artery. So say you're looking this way, as the blood is passing through, bits of fat get stuck inside the wall. I know this is a very technical model here, but as it does, it starts to build up and up. So the artery doesn't shrink, but it has a shrinking effect because all the fat is now covering inside the artery. So what that means then is the blood is trying to be forced through a smaller area, and of course when that finally shuts off, then that's when we get a heart attack. So as much as possible, try and avoid being in that situation in the first place, and just avoid high fatty foods. You can just look on the back of any of your food packaging and just see how much saturated fat it actually has. A lot of it is found in things like butter, and red meat also has a lot of saturated fat. So, but if you're already in that situation where you feel you're getting a lot of saturated fat, then you can still just improve your diet, and it will help improve, and the plaque will start to remove, and your blood flow will come back to normal again. A third area then that is preventing good blood flow is muscle tension. Now, we spend a lot of time at Envision Self-Healing when we work with our clients, doing a lot of body work and encouraging our clients to do a lot of self-massage. Because if you've got tight muscles, then that's either preventing good flow. A great example is here in the neck. If you think of these muscles, sternocleidomastoid muscles, and anything that's around in these other muscles like the scalenes or the trapezius, we've got two big arteries here, the carotid artery that runs up into the head. Now if these muscles are tight, then it's squeezing and it's not allowing free flowing blood to go straight up to the head. So a lot of massage that we do, and you can find a lot of this on our website at envisionselfhealing.com. Go through to the exercise section and you'll find where it says self-massage, and we talk about the neck and the head, and also around the face to try and get more blood flow. But it's an easy way to see how we're restricting blood to the eyes specifically. Now, it also counts for the rest of the body, and I will go into that in a separate blog where we talk about how the body is actually affecting the eyes. But keeping on the topic of just good blood flow, if you've got tight muscles, lots of tension, then it can actually be preventing that free flowing of blood around the body. So there we are then, a few key reasons there why blood flow is so important for the eyes and how it can actually improve your eyesight. So those of you that are unsure about this, try out a lot of the those of you that are unsure of this, have a look at our website and have a look at a lot of the self-massage techniques that you can do. Consult anywhere on the internet about a good nutritional diet, and start thinking about keeping lots of light exercise in your life. It doesn't have to be a lot. You know, if those of you that feel, oh well, I can't, you know, go to the gym and exercise like I used to, even just going for a walk for half an hour can be very beneficial. And those of us that are more capable, certainly keeping regular exercise 3 or 4 times a week to keep our fitness levels up and to keep that blood free flowing. And a lot of you should start to see a nice difference in your eyesight. I know a lot of people, including myself, even in the last few weeks, where I've started running again and where I've improved my diet that much more, that I'm noticing a clarity within my eye. So certainly good blood flow to the eyes is going to help improve your eyesight, and it's also going to help your general function as far as, you know, the brain is concerned, and clarity and clearer thinking. You can always email me to the Envision Self Healing email address, which is envisionselfhealing@gmail.com. You can always follow me on Twitter and catch up on a lot of the tips, healthy tips that I recommend on there, and also how I'm getting on with my own vision, which is William Fuller EN. You can also look me up on Facebook, just search for William Fuller Envision, and you can always head over to our Envision Self Healing fan page. And if you like the page, then you get access to our wall, and you can see there how a lot of other people are asking plenty of questions, and again a little bit more of an insight on what we're doing here, helping people improve their eyesight and how we're improving our own eyesight as well. So you can also find a lot more of these tips in our free ebook, which is called A Modern Day Guide for Improving Eyesight, and we go through 10 simple steps there, 10 parts of the eye and the visual system, and how that indeed affects your eyes, and good blood flow is certainly one of those topics in there. So head over to our website and you can download for that for free, and you can start filling your head with some great knowledge and start learning how to improve your eyesight naturally and for free. So I hope you like this video, and happy healing.